All right, it's been 2 days, and so now we can go over our results for the enumeration. And I'm not sure if you can see, there's some cloudiness on the first plate, but I don't see any colonies forming. And then on the second plate, I don't even really see like the cloudiness that I saw in the first plate. And so all of these don't seem to be growing much. So I don't know if it was an issue with our yeast or an issue because of the temperature. So I'm gonna let these grow for a couple more days, and then we will look at the results again. All right, so it's been over 2 days. So I had checked on my yeast plates. So I flipped them after 12 hours, and then I checked on them after 2 days, and they were not growing. So I consulted with Annie, and we decided to redo the experiment on the same plates. And so I redid the cereal dilutions and then re-inoculated the plates. So your plates might not have as much culture on it. Since these were inoculated twice, I would assume that the first time we wouldn't see growth because we weren't seeing growth after 2 days, but it's possible it was just slow because I also had to move my plates to a warmer part of my house. But I think the main issue that I had was that the water that I used to activate the yeast wasn't warm enough. Just a reminder, you'll want to use your thermometer when you are getting water to activate your yeast. And you want the water to be between 40 and 45 degrees Celsius. And for me, the hot water on my tap, the hottest it got was 38. So I had to microwave some water and then slowly add cooler water until it came to 45 degrees Celsius. So after you get results, then you can start doing part 3, which is the plate counts. And so you should see a trend more like that. But then also I wanted to point out, see how there's areas that there isn't anything growing. You might see that because it's really hard to get all the liquid evenly dispersed over the plate. Just do the best you can to evenly get a coating on the surface of the auger. The best way that I saw was to slowly tilt it and let it go over the auger, but it looks like I must have missed a little bit there, maybe on this one too. So now we're at step 26. Count the number of colonies on each plate. Plates with more than 300 are considered too numerous to count, and then plates with fewer than 30 colonies are considered too few to count. So plates with 30 to 300 are considered countable or viable. What I would do is, I think that's probably too many. So I would start with something in the middle so that you have a judge of how many colonies you have. So what I would do is grab a Sharpie, and then as I count them, draw the dots so I don't count colonies twice. You can write the number, and then I would move away from that one. So say this one had 150 colonies. And then I'd move on to this one that should have less until I reach close to 30 colonies. Or if you're moving up in concentration, you would just stop as soon as you hit 300. And then you would just call these too numerous to count, and the ones that aren't concentrated too few to count. Go ahead and count all of your colonies, and then it says step 27 is take a photo of each developed dilution plate and insert the images into photo 1 through photo 6. And then step 28, record the count data for each plate in data table 1. Identify plates as viable, too numerous to count, or too few to count, based on the criteria in step 2 presented in the background. Step 29, complete data table 2 to calculate the number of CFUs in the original sample. Use information from your least diluted viable plate for the calculations. For example, if you have 3 countable plates with 250, 100, and 40, you would select the 250 colony plate for data table 2.